My friends, have you ever considered the profound truth that success loves silence? It's not about being secretive or mysterious. It's about understanding the deep need for quiet space and focused energy for growth. Imagine a tiny seed. It begins its journey silently beneath the earth, unseen. It doesn't broadcast its intentions or demand applause. It simply works, drawing nourishment, building strength, until, in its own perfect timing, it bursts forth tall and resilient, a testament to its unseen labor. This is the ultimate metaphor for your greatest achievements. Yet, isn't it fascinating how often we feel an irresistible urge to declare our intentions, to announce our grand plans to the world before they've even taken root? Perhaps it's a natural human desire for recognition, a yearning for that early cheer, or the exhilarating rush of declaring, "Look at me, I'm on the path to something great." And while a certain level of enthusiasm is wonderful, we must also recognize a subtle yet powerful paradox. The more energy you expend talking about your plans, the less fuel you often have left to actually execute them. It's an energetic truth, a principle I've witnessed countless times in my own journey and in guiding others toward their goals. Visionary individuals, brimming with transformative ideas, sometimes unwittingly talk themselves out of their own potential. How? By exposing their nascent dreams, their delicate sparks of genius, to the chilling winds of doubt, premature criticism, and endless distraction. Before they know it, the vibrant fire they once felt, the very passion that ignited their ambition, begins to flicker and fade. Today, I want to invite you to embrace a philosophy of profound wisdom, keeping your most ambitious plans close to your chest, not out of fear, but out of strategic brilliance. We'll explore how to cultivate an unstoppable mindset that champions action over words, focused dedication over fleeting fanfare, and tangible results over external recognition. Because in the arena of achievement, what truly echoes isn't what you said you'd do, but what you actually accomplish. Guarding your plans can be one of the most powerful, empowering strategies you employ. There's a subtle, almost spiritual connection between intention and action. Every time you articulate your deepest intentions, your ambitious goals, your magnificent dreams to others, you're, in essence, releasing a fraction of that concentrated energy. You're sharing a piece of the vital fire that's meant to fuel your unique journey. In the crucial early stages, that fire is often best kept contained, carefully stoked in the quiet forge of your own mind, rather than prematurely exposed to the vast, unpredictable expanse of the world. One core reason for this approach is deceptively simple. When you loudly declare your future actions, "I'm launching an incredible new venture," or "I'm going to transform my health and lose 20 pounds," you inadvertently create an illusion of progress. People around you will often nod, smile, and offer encouraging words. That immediate rush of approval, that external validation feels good, doesn't it? It can be intoxicating. But here's the profound danger. Your brilliant mind, in its eagerness for reward, can mistakenly interpret that approval as genuine accomplishment. You haven't yet taken the difficult, disciplined steps, but you've already tasted a sliver of the reward. What often follows? The primal urgency to act diminishes. The passionate fire cools. The vivid dream, once brimming with raw possibility, begins to feel like something you've already achieved in your mental landscape. This comfort can be a silent assassin of dreams, subtly lulling you into a state of passive contentment. The real, often arduous work, the persistent effort required to transform vision into reality, gets postponed. This, my friends, is tragically how dreams can wither and die in the comforting cradle of good intentions. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, but isn't sharing plans a good thing? Doesn't it keep you accountable? And yes, accountability is a powerful tool, but it must be wielded with discernment, shared with the right people and at the right time. Not everyone who hears your aspirations will truly understand them, nor are all equipped to support them. Some, even with good intentions, might question your motives, doubt your unique abilities, or project their own limitations onto your grand vision. Their skepticism, though unspoken, can hang in the air like a heavy shadow over your radiant ambition. If you're not deeply rooted in your conviction, that shadow can subtly creep into your own magnificent mind. Suddenly, you find yourself second-guessing, wondering if their doubts hold validity, if your idea, your dream, isn't as robust as you initially believed. This self-doubt is a formidable adversary, capable of eroding the very foundation of your resolve. My message isn't to advocate for absolute secrecy. That would be an oversimplification. The true wisdom lies in selective, thoughtful sharing, reserved for precisely the opportune moment. In its delicate, nascent stages, your vision needs fierce protection, much like a skilled gardener shields young, tender plants from an unexpected frost. Seek out a select few mentors, trusted advisors, or profoundly supportive friends who genuinely champion your success and possess the insight to offer constructive guidance. Even then, keep the granular details to a minimum. Don't transform your profound ideas into a public spectacle before they've had the vital time and space to truly mature and solidify. Consider another potent advantage, the element of surprise. There is an undeniable, captivating power in delivering the unexpected, in allowing your undeniable results to speak volumes long before you utter a single word. Envision this. You have been diligently, quietly, and persistently pouring your heart and soul into a significant project for months, perhaps even years. You've shared not a whisper about it beyond your innermost, absolutely trusted circle. Then, one transformative day, you unveil it to the world, a finished masterpiece, a goal profoundly achieved, a shining beacon of accomplishment. The impact of this revelation, the awe and admiration it generates, will be astronomically greater than if you had been constantly talking about it, dropping hints and teasers along the way. People will marvel at what you've accomplished, not just for the achievement itself, but because it seemingly emerged from a powerful, focused silence. It serves as an indelible reminder. Decisive action, delivered with strategic intent, is always infinitely more impressive than mere words. Years ago, I encountered a driven young man consumed by the desire to launch his own business. He overflowed with brilliant ideas and an infectious enthusiasm. However, he couldn't resist the urge to tell everyone about it. At every conceivable opportunity, he would passionately expound upon his intricate plans, what he was going to do, the unprecedented success he was going to achieve, how his entire life was about to be dramatically transformed. People listened, often politely, but as the months dissolved into a year without tangible progress, their initial goodwill slowly morphed into skepticism. Why? Because the more he talked, the less his words held weight, and tragically, the less he eventually believed in himself. His narrative became a prophecy unfulfilled. His energy dissipated into chatter. Contrast this vividly with another individual. I had the privilege to know a humble farmer from the heartland. He possessed an equally ambitious vision to transform his modest family farm into a thriving, sustainable enterprise. But instead of engaging in endless discussions, he simply committed himself to the work. He devoured agricultural journals, meticulously studied the methods of highly successful farmers, and, with quiet determination, implemented innovative techniques. He made no grand pronouncements. He allowed his relentless, focused efforts to communicate his progress. When the season arrived to bring his crops to market, He astonished everyone with the unparalleled quality and remarkable quantity of his harvest. When people, genuinely curious, inquired, "How did you possibly achieve this?" he simply offered a knowing smile and replied, "By working diligently when no one was watching and letting the earth provide its bounty." There is an invaluable, profound lesson embedded in these contrasting stories. The less you talk, the more boundless time and potent energy you have to act. The less you chase external validation, the deeper and more unshakable the confidence you cultivate within yourself. And the less you prematurely broadcast your plans, the more absolute control you wield over your own compelling narrative. This isn't about fostering secrecy for its own sake. It's about embracing strategic foresight. It's about recognizing, with absolute clarity, that your dreams are treasures worth fiercely protecting, and that your decisive actions will always resonate with a far greater power and authenticity than any spoken word ever could. How many times have you enthusiastically shared a cherished plan or a significant goal with someone, only to feel that initial surge of motivation subtly dissipate afterward, like smoke into the wind? How many times have you allowed the well-meaning, or sometimes not so well-meaning, opinions of others to subtly yet significantly divert or even derail your carefully chosen path? These are not mere rhetorical questions. They are vital inquiries that illuminate the immense power we unwittingly relinquish when we speak too soon, when we expose our delicate visions before they are fully robust. But here is the truly empowering news, my friend. You possess the inherent ability to reclaim that power. You can consciously choose to channel your incredible energy into unwavering action, to fiercely guard your dreams, and to allow your inevitable success to be the magnificent chorus that sings your praises. Our modern world is an incessant symphony of noise, a cacophony of opinions, a barrage of distractions, and an endless stream of unsolicited advice. When you begin to share your profound dreams too freely, too readily, you are, in essence, inviting this very noise directly into the sacred space of your creative endeavor. You are, quite literally, opening the door to the subtle currents of criticism, the corrosive whispers of doubt, and even the draining force of envy, powerful forces that, if left unchecked, can tragically derail even the most meticulously crafted plans. Think deeply about this. When you reveal your groundbreaking idea to someone, how frequently do they respond with genuine, unbridled enthusiasm and unwavering support? While these moments do occur, far more often, people respond with an understandable caution, a natural skepticism, or even a subtle, often unintentional discouragement. They might pose questions like, "Are you absolutely certain that's a wise course of action?" Or, "That sounds incredibly risky," or even, "I once knew someone who attempted something similar and unfortunately failed." These comments, though seemingly innocuous, possess an insidious ability to plant tiny yet potent seeds of doubt within the fertile ground of your mind. And doubt, my dear friend, is a truly dangerous adversary. It can germinate with alarming speed and aggressively choke the very roots of your soaring ambition. It's crucial to understand that it's not solely the overt doubters you must guard against. There are also the envious, those individuals whose own unfulfilled aspirations lead them to subtly resent your bold ambition. They may never voice their negativity directly, yet their unspoken, nuanced skepticism can drain your vital energy just as effectively. And then, we have the well-meaning advisors, the genuine souls who sincerely wish to assist, but whose deluge of conflicting opinions and an endless stream of unsolicited suggestions can utterly confuse and scatter your focus. All of this external noise can relentlessly pull you away from your original crystalline vision, leaving you feeling scattered, uncertain, and ultimately paralyzed. This, my friends, is precisely why discretion is such an unparalleled source of strength. When you consciously choose to keep your most significant plans to yourself, you are actively safeguarding your invaluable focus. You are intentionally creating a serene, quiet sanctuary where your most precious ideas can germinate and mature, free from the distracting interference and often negative projections of others. It's akin to constructing a meticulously designed greenhouse for your burgeoning dreams, a perfectly controlled environment where they can flourish under ideal conditions, developing the strength and resilience needed before they are robust enough to confidently face the external elements. It is paramount to begin building momentum. Momentum, in the journey of achievement, is an incredibly precious asset. It is the unstoppable forward motion you generate through consistent, purposeful, and strategic action toward your most cherished goals. And here is the profound key. Momentum thrives in silence. When your entire being is concentrated on the doing of the work, rather than the talking about the work, you establish an undeniable rhythm, a powerful cadence. Each small, deliberate step you take synergistically reinforces the next, and before you fully realize it, you will have forged monumental progress. But when you prematurely begin to dissect and discuss your plans, you disrupt this vital rhythm. You shift your invaluable focus from pure action to elaborate explanation, from dynamic doing to weary justifying. Every moment, every ounce of energy you spend explaining yourself is a moment you are not actively moving forward. It's akin to attempting to drive a powerful car while constantly pulling over to explain your route and destination to passers-by. You inevitably lose speed, you lose efficiency, and perhaps most crucially, you lose the profound sense of purposeful flow that arises from continuous, focused motion. Allow me to share another powerful narrative that beautifully illuminates the synergistic power of momentum and discretion. I had a dear friend who harbored a lifelong ambition to write a book. It was a deeply personal dream, and he was absolutely resolute in his determination to bring it to fruition. But instead of making a grand declaration to his entire social circle, he quietly and steadfastly committed to a personal goal to write 500 words every single day without fail until his manuscript was complete. He confided in no one about his daily endeavor, not even his closest confidantes. He simply worked day after day in dedicated, productive silence. Months later, when the manuscript was polished, he finally shared it with a very small, meticulously chosen circle of trusted individuals. Their reaction? Pure, unadulterated admiration. They were genuinely astonished, not merely by the quality of the book, but by the sheer magnitude of his achievement, accomplished without ever seeking external attention or premature validation. When the book was finally published, it became a remarkable success, not through elaborate pre-announcements or fanfare, but because the work itself, forged in silence, spoke with such resonant power. Now, let me paint a contrasting picture with another friend equally passionate about the art of writing. Instead of immersing himself in the actual work of writing, he spent countless months talking about his plans. He would regularly call with updates, share fragmented outlines, and incessantly solicit opinions on every minute detail, every potential plot twist. The more he talked, the less he wrote. Inevitably, the entire project, once so vibrant with potential, slowly withered and fizzled out. Why? Because he inadvertently expended all his creative energy chasing external approval instead of diligently building the internal, unstoppable momentum that truly brings visions to life. There's a profoundly vital lesson in these two stories. Consistent, deliberate action meticulously cultivates unwavering confidence, while excessive, premature talking often breeds debilitating hesitation. When you commit to consistent action, even in seemingly small, incremental doses, You are undeniably proving to yourself with each step that you are innately capable, resilient, and resourceful. You are building an invaluable track record, a profound sense of self-accomplishment that powerfully fuels your subsequent progress. But when you indulge in too much talk, you trap yourself in the ethereal realm of mere possibilities, what could be, what might be, without ever bravely crossing the essential bridge to tangible reality. Some individuals express concern that keeping their plans private might make them appear secretive or even aloof. But here is the liberating truth. Discretion is not about shutting people out. It is fundamentally about preserving your most valuable asset, your focus. It is about recognizing with crystal clarity that your dreams are precious, sacred endeavors, and that not everyone has earned or even deserves a front row seat to the delicate, unfolding journey of their creation. Think of it with this powerful analogy. When you are meticulously planting a garden, you certainly don't invite the entire neighborhood to trample through the carefully prepared soil before the delicate seeds have even had a chance to sprout. No, you diligently protect the ground, you tenderly water it with care, and you patiently wait with unwavering faith until the first tenacious shoots valiantly appear. Only then do you invite others to admire the nascent beauty and future bounty of your labor. The very same principle applies with absolute precision to your most ambitious goals. By keeping them private, you are not being secretive. You are being profoundly strategic. You are gifting yourself the essential, uninterrupted space to grow, to learn, and to gracefully adapt without the immense, often stifling, pressure of external expectations. When the opportune moment finally arrives to share your hard-earned success, it will resonate with an even greater power and authenticity, precisely because it is undeniably backed by real, irrefutable results. So, here is a powerful challenge, an invitation to empowerment for you. The very next time you define a significant goal, fiercely resist the impulsive urge to announce it to the world. Instead, consciously channel that potent energy directly into focused, relentless action. Write it down with conviction, formulate a meticulous plan, and then take that courageous first step quietly, deliberately, and with your entire being fully engaged. Remember this profound truth. The ultimate goal is not to impress others with your intentions. It is to profoundly impress yourself with your unwavering accomplishments. There is something deeply, inherently liberating about moving forward in silence, about operating outside the clamor of public scrutiny. It unequivocally frees you from the often crushing weight of external expectations and empowers you to navigate your journey entirely on your own authentic terms. When you prematurely announce your grand plans to the world, you are, in essence, placing yourself under an intense, often unforgiving spotlight. Suddenly, people are watching, anticipating, waiting, and perhaps even silently judging your every move. That immense pressure can be incredibly stifling, particularly in the fragile, formative stages of a new project when ideas are still fluid, uncertain, and constantly evolving. True success is rarely a predictable, straight line. It is, more accurately, an intricate, dynamic journey characterized by constant trial and error, of bravely taking 2 steps forward and gracefully, resiliently, 1 step back. Under the unyielding glare of public scrutiny, those inevitable setbacks can feel brutally magnified, every minor misstep a potential point of scathing criticism, every unforeseen delay a source of intense public scrutiny. When you master the art of keeping your plans private, you bestow upon yourself the invaluable freedom to fail quietly, to learn from your inevitable mistakes, to pivot and adapt without the added, suffocating burden of outside opinions or public judgment. This, my friend, is why discretion is not merely a tactical strategy. It is a profound gift you lovingly give to yourself. It is a conscious act of creating a sanctuary, a safe haven where you can freely experiment, grow, and meticulously refine your brilliant ideas, entirely free from external distractions. And here's the truly beautiful, transformative outcome. When you are no longer compulsively seeking external approval or constant validation, you become far more attuned, far more connected to your own profound instincts, to your inner wisdom. You begin to trust yourself more deeply, to courageously rely on your own discerning judgment rather than the often conflicting opinions of others. But isn't feedback critically important? You might ask. Don't I absolutely need input from others to elevate and refine my ideas? Absolutely, my friend. Constructive feedback is unequivocally invaluable, but it must be received at the precise right time and from the impeccably right people. Not everyone is genuinely qualified to offer truly constructive input, and certainly, not every stage of your unique journey is the opportune moment to solicit it. In the embryonic stages, when your magnificent vision is still gracefully taking shape, it is far more beneficial to concentrate your entire energy on the work itself, on the pure act of creation. Once you have made tangible progress, once you have forged and built something concrete and undeniable, that is the moment to judiciously invite feedback from a select group of individuals you deeply trust and profoundly respect. I once collaborated with a brilliant individual who possessed an extraordinary talent for identifying lucrative opportunities. He had an almost uncanny knack for perceiving immense potential where others saw only insurmountable obstacles. However, he harbored one fatal flaw: he simply could not stop talking about his innovative ideas. Every single time a new, brilliant concept sparked in his mind, he would impulsively rush to share it with anyone who would lend an ear. What was the disheartening yet predictable outcome? More often than not, someone else, someone who heard his inspired words, would act on his idea before he did. He inadvertently forfeited his unique strategic advantage by revealing his meticulously conceived plans far too soon. Contrast that poignant lesson with another remarkable businessman I knew, a quiet, unassuming, yet incredibly effective fellow who rarely, if ever, spoke about what he was diligently working on. He was neither flashy nor boastful, but he possessed an extraordinary, almost legendary, ability to flawlessly execute. While others were engrossed in endless discussions and pronouncements, he was simply, consistently, and strategically building. When he finally unveiled his finished work, it was always breathtakingly impressive, impeccably thought out, flawlessly polished, and unequivocally ready for the world to embrace. He never felt the slightest need to announce his intentions because his undeniable results spoke with a far greater volume and conviction than any words ever could. This, my friends, brings us to another foundational principle of profound power. Your results are, without question, your finest, most compelling advertisement. When you achieve something truly significant, something that resonates with excellence, people will naturally take notice without you needing to utter a single syllable. Your success, forged in the quiet crucible of effort, will inherently attract genuine attention, and that attention will be exponentially more meaningful and impactful than anything you could have ever generated through prematurely broadcasting your plans. Think of it as a magnificent ripple effect. Your deliberate, powerful actions create expansive waves that reach far and wide, touching and inspiring people in ways that mere words could never even begin to convey. There's yet another profound reason to safeguard your plans in privacy, one that is often tragically overlooked. It pertains to the indispensable power of focus. When you indiscriminately share your plans with others, you are not merely dissipating precious energy, you are also, perhaps unknowingly, inviting a multitude of distractions into your carefully constructed world. People will inevitably begin asking incessant questions, offering well-meaning but often divergent suggestions, and enthusiastically sharing their own, sometimes conflicting, ideas, all of which can relentlessly pull your attention in a dozen different, unproductive directions. Before you know it, you've lost sight of your original, pristine goal, and your once crystal-clear vision has become regrettably muddled. Focus is, without a doubt, one of the most precious and indispensable resources you possess. It is the unwavering laser beam that allows you to channel your entire energy toward a singular, powerful point to cut through the deafening noise of the world and forge real, undeniable progress. The most effective way to fiercely protect and nurture your focus is to consciously limit the number of voices who have access to the sacred blueprint of your plans. The fewer external voices you allow into your inner sanctuary, the immeasurably easier it becomes to stay steadfastly on your authentic track, to navigate your journey with clarity and purpose. What would truly unfold if you boldly applied this transformative principle to every facet of your own magnificent life? Imagine embarking on a thrilling new project, a revolutionary business, a deeply personal creative endeavor, or a challenging physical goal, and consciously deciding to tell absolutely no one about it. Imagine the profound freedom of working quietly, steadily, with unwavering discipline, never once seeking external validation or the fleeting approval of others. What astonishing achievements might you bring forth in that sacred space of productive silence? How much further, how much deeper could you journey without the crushing weight of outside expectations, without the noise of 1,000 opinions? This, my friend, is the very essence of what we are passionately discussing today, the unparalleled freedom to work entirely on your own terms, the immense power to allow your actions to speak with far greater eloquence and conviction than any words, and the profound wisdom to fiercely protect your precious dreams until they are undeniably ready to be unveiled to the world. It is not about being secretive or aloof. It is about being intensely, unapologetically intentional. It is about recognizing with absolute certainty that your precious energy, your invaluable focus, and your unstoppable momentum are simply too sacred, too vital to squander on idle chatter or premature announcements. When the magnificent time finally arrives to reveal what you have diligently been creating, when the undeniable, tangible results stand proudly for all to see, you will discover that your hard-won success carries a monumental weight, a substance, and authenticity that words alone could never, ever convey. You will experience the deep, resounding satisfaction of knowing, without a shadow of a doubt, that you didn't merely talk about your dreams, you courageously made them a living, breathing reality. So, this powerful philosophy of keeping your plans private isn't about withholding or hiding. It's about a profound understanding of the intrinsic value of your energy and your singular focus. It's about tenderly protecting the fragile, yet infinitely potent, beginnings of your dreams, nurturing them in the quiet sanctity of your own endeavor until they are robust and formidable enough to stand independently. It's about recognizing with unwavering conviction that action is inherently more powerful than words, and that irrefutable results speak with an eloquence that eclipses any announcement ever could. When you consciously choose to guard your plans, to keep them close, you are making an incredibly potent statement, not primarily to the world, but to the most important person of all, yourself. You are declaring with unshakable conviction, I unequivocally trust my own profound ability to see this through. I don't require external applause to commence my journey, and I certainly don't need anyone's permission to relentlessly pursue my highest aspirations. That caliber of self-confidence is a rare, precious gem, and it is extraordinarily powerful. It bestows upon you the boundless freedom to act without the paralyzing grip of fear, to courageously learn from your inevitable mistakes without the added burden of judgment, and to flourish and grow at your own authentic, optimal pace. And here's the truly beautiful, enduring part. When you ultimately achieve your success, you will inspire countless others, not through the empty promises of what you said you were going to do, but through the undeniable, tangible proof of what you have actually done. Your actions, forged in silence and fueled by purpose, will become a radiant beacon, a powerful, living reminder to others that true, meaningful progress springs from unwavering focus, relentless discipline, and quiet, indomitable determination. You will show them, through your living example, that it is not about how loudly you proclaim your intentions, it is about how steadfastly, how bravely you pursue them. As you stride forward from this moment, I urge you to wholeheartedly embrace this transformative philosophy. The very next time you set an ambitious goal, deliberately resist that ingrained urge to broadcast it to the vastness of the world. Instead, with intentionality and focus, commit it to paper, meticulously craft a strategic plan, and then, with unwavering resolve, simply get to work. Let your actions, and your actions alone, do the talking, and let your phenomenal results be the irrefutable, undeniable proof of your extraordinary capabilities. Trust with every fiber of your being that when the time is undeniably right, the world will take notice, and when they do, it will be because you have earned every single ounce of that recognition through your dedicated effort and profound achievement. Remember this enduring truth. True success doesn't need to shout. It doesn't crave a spotlight or demand a grand stage. It grows quietly, steadily, resiliently, in those invaluable moments when no one else is watching, when you are simply committed to the work. Guard your dreams fiercely, nurture your focus with meticulous care, and let your magnificent actions speak for themselves. That, my friend, is the true, empowering path to authentic, lasting success, and it is a path absolutely worth walking every single step of the way.